After 11 years, 2 consoles, and over 75 million copies sold, Mario Kart 8 didn't just define 2 generations, it changed the very way that Nintendo operates. But how did this game end up lasting so long, and quite frankly, why? Why was it allowed to just be here for so long? Let's get into it. So back in May of 2014, this was one of the few titles announced to be coming to the Wii U all the way back in June of 2013. This game looked like it was going to revolutionize the Mario Kart franchise, expanding on everything in Mario Kart Wii and taking the best of 7 on the 3DS. It promised HD visuals, a new racing mechanic called anti-gravity, and reimagined classic track favorites. Verticality was an absolutely huge thing here with the addition of anti-gravity, and it really shifted up the visuals and the focus of this game in a whole new way. We could see tracks being explored in brand new angles and stuff like that, and just the idea of the trap looping in of itself was just crazy at the time. And so people were hyped about this, and at E3 2013, Gaming Nexus got to go hands-on with the game. I'm pulling this from an article over there, but Matt says it was only a matter of time before we got a new Mario Kart title, but he also noted how complex it was, changing up the formula with anti-gravity, allowing you to race on walls and ceilings, and just providing fresh visuals with that very familiar racing mechanic. Matt talks about how cool this game looked in a lot of ways, but also how safe he felt they played it, because it is still, at the end of the day, a very similar Mario Kart game to the past. It just has some new gloss and paint on it. He even, funnily enough, suggested that the game feels very similar to the past title, saying, "I almost wish they went full bore. Give the game a weird overworld map to explore, do something other than just simple kart racing, but I don't see that happening anytime soon." Just wait about 11 years, Matt, and then you freaking got it, dude. And then IGN, via their YouTube channel on IGN Rewind Theater, with opinions from Per Schneider and Samuel Claiborne, I don't really know how to say it, talked about how it almost looks kind of like Mario Kart Galaxy, but they loved the look of the tracks, the characters, and the karts, and said how very F-Zero it was, noting that how much they loved the drifting and the just perspective shifts. And honestly, coming off of Mario Kart 7, it is similar in a lot of ways, but the way they revamped this track here, beautiful work. And yeah, they drew a lot of inspiration from F-Zero. Everyone at this time was really drawing parallels to the two franchises, and then with the addition of those F-Zero tracks, it was absolutely undeniable. Overall, the reception of this game was pretty positive, but some people were just slightly disappointed that it wasn't a complete rehaul of the franchise. However, overall, most people loved the look of it, and for me, I unfortunately did not end up playing this bad boy until it came out on the Nintendo Switch. I did in fact own a Wii U, but due to the fact that this game never seemingly made its way to Nintendo Selects, and I was a child at that time with very little money, I didn't end up checking it out or really ever affording it, but I did play like Sonic's Racers Transformed, the demo, for a while, and I was like, you know what, this is good, I'm getting my racing fix. I had a friend though who had the game and I played over there occasionally. But in April of 2017, the title launched on the Nintendo Switch to mixed reception. Many people were pretty stoked to have the new game on their brand new system, but a few, and I mean very few, Wii U owners were disappointed that it wasn't going to be a brand new Mario Kart, and instead just carry over that same Wii U game. Me? Personally, I did not care. Like I said, I didn't really play the Wii U version much. My cousin had it, I had a friend who had it, so I've experienced it, but not really. So when Deluxe came to the Nintendo Switch and included all of the sick-ass DLC, you bet I was excited. But just like anything, this game ended up wearing out its welcome within a few years. People like me, and maybe you watching this video, played the game to death in 2017, 18, 19, and especially 2020, when we were all stuck at home doing absolutely God knows what. But without anything new, things started growing stale. Because there's only so many times we can race on the same tracks, mastering them more and more, and try to get a perfect time. There was also a period in my life where I played this game for like 3 or so hours every single Wednesday with a childhood friend, and through most of high school we did this, and so because of this I got really good at the game, so good that playing my friends started to not be fun, because I was at like a very different level, you know what I'm saying? Now, to be crystal clear, I am decent at the game, but comparatively to other content creators, and even when my chat races against me online, I'm not that good. But like IRL friends who play this game very much for fun, they were getting demolished until like very recently when they got all really good now too, so it's a little bit more fun. But I played it just so much. I had every single shortcut memorized, every single thing in this game I had locked up here, and I was getting tired of it. But at the end of the day, this game kept us hooked. I mean, it kept me playing all the time, and it is absolutely one of my highest played games on the system. But we're tired of it, and Nintendo knew this. So after years of people asking them to release a new game, or at least DLC or something, Nintendo finally folded. In March 2022, we got the very first wave of the Booster Course Pass DLC featuring 2 new cups, the Golden Dash Cup and the Lucky Cat Cup, comprised of 4 remastered old Mario Kart tracks and Mario Kart Tour tracks. These were divisive, to say the least. Some people were pretty happy just to get more of anything, but other people expected more from the team after hearing nothing for, at that point, like 8 years. Personally, I didn't love the tracks in the first wave. Paris Promenade kinda sucked, and people love Ninja Hideaway for whatever reason, but those turns were absolutely abysmal. 90-degree turns. Why? In 200cc, you have to be joking. It was also cool to see Coconut Mall and Choco Mountain back, but overall it was just definitely underwhelming, and there was a big, stark difference from the quality of actual Mario Kart tracks, that were baked in with that game, and these ones. They had less detail, they looked like their B or C team was developing them, and obviously now, with hindsight 2025, we know why, but it was just a little disappointing at that time. But actually, at this time, we didn't really know that Nintendo was kind of cooking. So Nintendo, for future releases of the Booster Course Pass, didn't do anything too notable, that is, until March of 2023. We got a wholly new character, Birdo, and this changed the game. Birdo was just randomly dropped in, and there was not really any mention of possible new characters, but for Wave 4 of the DLC, they decided to shake shit up and continued to do so through the end until Wave 6 in November of 2023. But we didn't only just get new characters, they also reworked the way the game itself functioned. You see, before the update, if you were struck by lightning in mid-air on a glider, you plummeted down and had to be lifted up by Lakitu. Then, with a random update, they patched that part out of the game. So now if you get hit by lightning, you literally just shrink and then you just keep going all the way down to wherever you were supposed to go with your glider. They did also some other minor changes and even added the ability to play games with custom items, something that nobody really saw coming. It was so strange that they just completely revamped the game like 8 years later. But honestly, even something this small was enough to get many of us and the wider Nintendo community as a whole excited and playing the game again. And while all this was, it was great, there was new content and there was new life into the game, people were still not satisfied. People yearned for a different type of Mario Kart experience, but the issue was that the game just kept selling over and over again. Quarterly report after quarterly report, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was consistently at the top, selling millions upon millions every single time. And at this point, the game itself has sold around 67.35 million copies, and that's just the Switch version. So if we're going to add in the additional 8.46 million from the Wii U as well, that makes a grand total of over 75 million copies sold. So honestly, at this point, Nintendo had no reason to release a new game and possibly cannibalize the sales of this already extremely popular one. And again, the game itself was very good quality. While some people thought it was safe or too similar to the rest of the franchise, the rest of us were grinding to find the fastest paths through each track, the most OP kart combo, and the characters, and just people absolutely loved this game. I absolutely loved this game. It was genuinely one of my favorites on the Nintendo Switch, and an absolute must-own just because of how much fun it brought me over the years. Recently, my boyfriend and his housemates have gotten super good at the game, and the competition over there is no joke anymore. So it's really just been fun to compete, and don't get me started on the Mario Kart of it all, because if you introduced a little bit of, it's a great time. But before I go on a tangent, let's tie it back to our main topic at hand, saying goodbye to this 11-year-old icon. This game hasn't aged a day. It's grown stale, yes, but any game does after hours and hours and years of consistent play. Every single time I break this baddie out is a consistent banger. And also, the huge amount of content in the game itself cannot be understated. I mean, 48 tracks initially, then the additional 48 on top of that with the Booster Course Pack. Then there's the new characters and reworking some of the mechanics. I haven't even really talked about battle mode, but that's here as well, which was not present really in the same extent, like with its own actual tracks, like battle mode maps, I guess, in Mario Kart 8. So they did definitely add that when coming over to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is cool. But it's simply lovely, and honestly, I think it's a game that's going to continue to be fairly successful for a while, even with the release of Mario Kart World coming out really soon, because if you want that more traditional Mario Kart experience, it's still there. It's one of the best-selling games of all time for a reason, because it is an absolute must-own for the Nintendo Switch. If you've got friends of any type, online, in person, whatever, this is a banger to play with them. I literally played it on set the other day. It slaps. This game kind of spoke to my soul in a way, and I genuinely love it, but I'm also sick of it at the same time, and so I'm really looking forward to what Mario Kart World has to offer. Let's just not talk about that repulsive price tag real quick. But let me know what you think of the title down in the comments below. Do you fuck with it, or is it super overhyped? I want to know all of that and more, so comment it for me, please. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, check out this video. It's a banger, it's a vibe, it's a good time. I will see you over there. Thanks for being here. Welcome back to the Josie Woah channel, everyone. We are out here.